Hello, my name is Melissa Delatorre and I am an occupational therapist in Cliffside Park. Today I'll be sharing virtual learning tips to try at home with your kids. A lot of parents that I've worked with and talked to have expressed concerns over their children's success and ability to participate in virtual learning. A lot of children are having trouble attending and listening during meets and often engaging in task avoidance behavior. This is all to be expected with such a new learning environment. However, as we approach a year of this new situation, there are some tips that I have found to be successful with the students I work with. The first big change that we experience with the hybrid learning model is scheduling. For us as parents and educators, we are struggling to keep up with the constantly shifting schedules. This is significantly affecting our children. Children thrive off of consistency, and this ever-shifting schedule is constantly throwing them and us for a loop. One way to help them, again, and us, is to have visual schedules. For older children, I suggest a weekly schedule as seen here. It includes each subject and teacher and is color coordinated. For younger guys, I suggest a daily visual schedule. This can include clip art photos or real-life photos to allow for ease of recognition. Here are two examples here. One is very interactive and has the child move each item as it is completed, and the other is more of a checklist. You can incorporate activities, breaks, snacks, etc. for them to look forward to and utilize it as a reminder throughout the day. Look, Max, you have one more class, then it's time for lunch. The next biggest challenge at home is the environment. Our homes are not meant to be a work or learning environment. It is a place of comfort, of fun, and is full of distractions, including siblings, toys, TVs, etc. The first environmental issue I see is the seating setup for our children. We all do not have children-sized desks at home, which is fine. However, we do want to make sure that our children are in a good position while learning. The ideal posture is referred to as a 90-90-90 position. Our hips, knees, and ankles are all in a 90-degree angle position. An easy way to create this setup is to utilize household items as props. Books, step stools, and large containers are great to use for feet that don't reach the floor. Pillows, rolled up towels, and cushions can be utilized behind the back to support upright posture. Some red flags of poor sitting posture include swinging feet, slumped shoulders, and sitting on feet. If you see any of these signs, try the suggestions above. Another important concept is to limit as many distractions as possible. Ideally, the desk or table is facing a blank wall. You want to avoid facing a window or open room, which has a lot of visual information. If this is not possible, there are privacy screens that can be used. These can be purchased or easily created by cutting a cardboard box. I have also found that noise-canceling headphones to be particularly helpful with my older students. Over the ears seem to be more comfortable for most of my children. Again, this is only for children who are older and able to be independent on their meets, as the parent will not be able to hear the information. You also want to make sure there are no distractions present. Ideally, no extra materials are on the table or desk, only what is needed for that particular class. A few of my families have created a system with different shoe boxes for each subject. An OT shoebox, a seat shoebox, etc. So when it's time for that subject, they easily grab their materials. In an ideal world, siblings are removed from the room and all devices, including TVs, iPads, are off and not accessible. Movement breaks, another piece of the puzzle that we're missing in virtual learning, is movement. Kids are not meant to be sitting in front of computers. They crave movement and are lacking many daily opportunities to do it while at home. One exercise I love to do remotely is balloon breathing. This can be completed easily while in the seated position. I tell my child to take a deep breath in while filling their belly and their balloon with air. Then release the air to let the air out of your belly and your balloon. Wall push-ups are a great way to incorporate movement with limited space. In the first picture, you can see the student is angled towards the wall. She will then bend her elbows to lower herself and touch her nose to the wall, then push back up to starting position. Animal walks are also a great way to get movement in. The second picture here demonstrates a bear crawl, and the third a crab walk. You can use any animal you would like and let your child get creative with the movements. Another thing I'm always telling my families is that your child does not have to sit for the whole session, especially my little 3-year-olds. A 3-year-old should be able to sit for 3 minutes, not 30. Even many adults have trouble sitting still. You can often find yourself tapping your foot, clicking your pen, etc. Our kids fidget and act out because they haven't quite figured out a way to get their energy out in a non-distracting way. Try different positions. Have your child sit on the floor as seen in this picture, or even lay on their belly. Put a cushion or pillow under their bottom on the floor or on their seat to allow them some wiggle room. Complete their class standing up or on their knees. Allowing these positional changes requires more muscles to engage and work, which helps tremendously with their attention. Fidgets are also an option to help children concentrate. Fidgets can be bought as seen in the 2 pictures here, ones where they're squeezy with different materials and the other which is a ball in a mesh sack that they can move around. I personally find fidgets which are not visible to be the most successful. For example, I love placing a piece of sandpaper or Velcro under the child's desk or chair where they can touch it to get some extra input. Handheld fidgets can also be created in the home by filling a balloon with flour, water beads, or even Play-Doh. It's important to note that fidgets can have the opposite effect on some children and become more of a distraction. It is important to try out different options to see what works best with your child. Visual breaks are also very important. Kids are not used to this much input visually from computers all day. Make sure to adjust your room and computer lighting as well as your screen contrast. You can also try limiting electronics while they're not on meets throughout the day. If your child is complaining or showing signs of visual fatigue, which may look like their eyes are watering, they're closing or squinting their eyes, or even complaining of eye pain, you can offer a visual break. I love to do this exercise I call fire eyes with my students. As seen in the first picture, you have your child rub their hands together really fast while making fire. Try to make your hands feel nice and warm like fire. You then ask them to cup their hands and place them over their eyes until the warmth subsides. Always remember each child is different and different suggestions may help one child and not the next. Be patient with them as well as yourselves and try out some of the tips discussed. If you have any questions, please reach out to me or your child's therapist. Thank you.